September 16th, 2025, Rising Glory, Dr. Dennis Law. Kemar Stuart put up, some people shut up. Now, drastic times require drastic measures. So I am proposing a cabinet reshuffle and a cut and reduction in the number of ministers of government, with Mia Mottley resigning as Minister of Finance in Barbados. Now, during her speech on Sunday in St. George North, with the bold and joyful admission that Barbados has now returned to international credit markets to borrow money for the first time since 2013, with plans to go back for a second round of borrowing. I heard the Prime Minister of Barbados make a statement that she has a speech in her to call them all out because this country runs the risk of flirting with danger because there are persons who are envious of success and they're trying to pull it down day after day, week after week, and there will be a price to it. Now, all I will say to that is don't harden your heart against the people, they fear, but hear their cries, and that pride goeth before a fall. Now, if we can recall, it was announced by the Prime Minister, Mia Mottley, that Ryan Strachan will be delivering this year's budget of March 10th, 2025. Now, so say, so done. And they also say that a promise is a comfort to a fool. And during that same budget speech, the Prime Minister gave the promise that Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Ryan Strachan, will have full responsibility for that portfolio after she takes Barbados back to international credit markets. And yes, she made it very clear on Sunday that she took Barbados back. Now watch this video, my people, as we love to produce the evidence.
And we're going to have to go to the market for the first time since this government has come to office. And while I do not claim any major things, I do know that I have a bit of credibility internationally. And I do believe that I need to leverage that credibility for the benefit of this country in terms of our re-entry into the market. Once I am satisfied that I have done so, I will have the greatest pleasure in removing from myself the portfolio of Ministry of Finance.
You heard it in the video, people. Now, there are no longer any valid excuses to gloss over the incompetence of some of the MPs and the incompetence of what some would describe as the second largest cabinet in the history of Barbados, costing the taxpayers $4 million a year. Because when the opposition, Miss Mia Mottley lambasted Frondel Stuart for having 17 ministers, suggesting that it should be 12 ministers. And today we have a cabinet of 23, 24 ministers, with at least 5 of them appointed to the Senate. So as leader of the NMP, I'm hereby demanding that we share the burden as a people and as a government and remove some of these ministers and trim the bloated cabinet that we have, which is very ineffective, and the amount of mistakes that are being made and legislation that has to be pulled back. We can no longer overlook the fact that we are not getting our money's worth. And we need to lead with this solution of cutting and trimming the cabinet. Here are my 3 suggestions. We only need 1 minister in the Ministry of Finance. Kay McConney could be removed as Minister of Economic Affairs. Non-performing. The Prime Minister already said that she's going to remove herself from finance. We could also have 1 minister in education. We don't need 2. And we can merge the Attorney General's office with the Home Affairs Ministry. And you could fire the Marshal, who has overseen the highest levels of crime and criminal activity, especially murder, in the history of Barbados. And I'm sure that these suggestions, if implemented, following on from the words and the promises that were given to us, I am sure that Barbadians will feel justified. So who agrees with me in the comments that Barbados has more ministers that they need and that the cabinet could be trimmed and should be trimmed? And also, I want you to say which ministers, in your opinion, should be fired from cabinet. Kemar Stuart, thank you very much.